Wonderful. Well, here is the final installment of the spiritual body. To be honest, I think I could have done another 6 weeks on this topic. It's really hard to condense it down. And I think this topic I'm doing today alone could be a whole other five classes on it. But I won't be doing another 5 classes on the spiritual body because obviously it's kind of the a lot of people decided not to come this time, so I take the hint. But yeah, so for this class, I'm working with the connection to the higher consciousness, or it's known in yogic philosophy as the Atman. And if you've not heard of the Atman, it's fine. Not many people have, but what you will have heard of is the soul, right? The Atman is basically the Sanskrit for the soul, the divine self, that sort of thing. And in this philosophy, the theory is that you're constantly, so there's you here in the physical, having a physical experience, and then there's a connection up through your top of your head chakra to a chakra above your head over here somewhere, which is where the Atman connects to you. And so the idea is that your divine self, your greater being is always like attached to you. It's basically in a very brief nutshell. And the soul is completely limitless, completely free, and very knowledgeable and things like that. So I think we'll be working through some yoga poses, opening the hips, working with leg strength, but we'll finish off with a meditation around the concept of Atman. I do have a wonderful song which I'll play at the end, which I think um, is very informative about like understanding, like, oh yeah, I understand what this means. Okay, so for today's class, you do need a block or a block-like item, a book. And we're going to start off actually with a little like a mantra meditation, the So Hum meditation, which I think is so relevant to this. And you can do it lying down, but if you feel good to, please do join me in a seated position. And we're going to put our thumb and second fingers together like this. And if you lay it upwards, you're opening your awareness. But if you already have a very busy mind, then you can rest it downwards, and that helps to soothe and relax the mind. So go with whatever feels better for you. I thought I'll actually start off before we do the So Hum with a couple of chants of Om, and maybe also explaining what Om actually is. So obviously everyone's heard of Om, most likely, since you practice yoga. Um, but it really, I mean, my yoga teacher, who I did my teaching qualification with, explained it the best, and he basically said that the Om is basically the source energy, like everything that was, like before the Big Bang happened, like before life as we know it existed. There's the Om, and so the Om is universal and infinite, and basically just means like everything, but at the same time as being the everything, the whole universe and all that is. It also is the consciousness of the Atman and the inner universal. Okay, so I'm just going to start with a couple of chants of Om, and hopefully, over the sound, it will sound okay. And you feel free to join in if you'd like to, be my guest. It is a nice sensation to experience. Okay, so settle in. Ah. one more for good luck. Okay, and out of the Om, let's focus on the breathing. Relaxing the body, feeling at ease, a long straight spine, tucking your chin a little bit towards the chest, lengthening the back of the neck. And connecting to a nice slow inhale and a nice slow exhale. Experiencing the breath's journey through the nostrils, down the throat, into the chest, into the abdomen. And releasing slowly back out. So this mantra meditation is an inner voice mantra. So on the inhale, I want you to think so on the inhale. And on the exhale, so, hum. Just keep repeating that as you breathe. So, so means I am. So when we breathe in, we're breathing in I am, a really powerful expansion. I am. So, and on the exhale, hum means all that is, everything. I am all that is. That's what we're saying inside. So, hum. Really connecting to that sense of power and a sense of universal within your own self. As we're breathing in, so I am, we're connecting to all that you are. I am. Engaging with where is the breath coming from? Who is doing the breathing? So keep going. So, as you breathe in, so connecting to the enormity of the breath, how all beings on the earth are all breathing right now to stay alive, right? You're part of that. You're part of a huge, greater experience, greater than yourself. And as you exhale, all that is. Exhale into the expanse all around you. You're pushing the air out, joining all the other air in the atmosphere. Sending that air energy back out into the atmosphere, into infinity, into all that is. Okay, so just do a few more rounds in silence Just experiencing so hum. As you breathe out, joining your hands together in prayer position, just taking a moment of gratitude for this being alive, for experiencing all that is to offer, the good, the bad, the ugly. Just take a moment to be grateful for this human experience. Maybe feel grateful for this class and for the people in it, coming together as a community via the interwebs. Okay, and gently release. All right. Okay, so we'll just do a slight warm up. So turning the head to one side, I stretch down the side of the neck. And turn to the other side. By the way, if you like the Soha meditation, I do recommend you practice it for longer than that. I actually think, looking back on my teacher training in Rishikesh, I actually think that that meditation is one of the most powerful things I learned in my teacher training. It's really the good stuff. Okay, back to center. I'll take one hand over the other side of the head. I'll just lovely stretch down one side of the neck. Didn't have time today, but also the full Soha meditation involves, don't release and change sides, actually involves working through all your chakras on the way up, like breathing all that is all the way up your body, and woo, definitely can have a Kundalini awakening with that whole business. Okay, don't release, and it's okay. We'll take one arm over the other side, stretched out. And change sides. Okay, put your hands on your shoulders. We'll just do some nice big rolls for the shoulder. Touching together. Stretching right on the other side. Oh, looking good. And gently change sides. Okay, release. And we'll just make some gentle fists and roll out the wrists a little bit too. Okay, and straighten the legs out. Suddenly I'm channeling my teacher training instructor, and we're going to do what he used to do, warming up the hips. So slight bend in the knees and feet pointing upwards, and we're going to tilt the feet out to the side gently. A nice stretch in the hips and then back. He actually recommended starting every hip-based pose with this, basically to open out properly. Okay, bring one leg in and we'll hug the knee into chest and out, and just do some gentle rolls through the hip. We're going to be doing quite a bit of hip stuff again today. It's interesting how that's worked out, really. Changing directions. Just makes sense to me. And release your foot down, and we'll draw the other knee into chest, and then take it on a nice circular sweep, stirring the pot of your foot. One direction, and then change your sides. Oop. One more person is here. Okay. Okay, and then draw your knees into chest, and then push away straight. And do a little rotation with your ankles while you're there. One way and the other way, and then draw your knees in all the time. Oh. And release. Okay, we'll start off back in butterfly or bound ankle pose. Like I just said, you can start by tilting your feet out and then bring one sole in to touch. That's how I was taught originally. And we can hold onto our feet, maybe give yourself a little bonus foot massage, and see if you can push very gently down on the knee, making your knees or flapping the knees. Nice straight spine. And then we'll walk the fingertips a bit forward, coming into a little bit of forward fold. No need to force. Listen to this go until you feel the resistance. Stay there. You could also walk your fingertips over towards the left a little bit, still folded, and then gently over towards the right, feeling into that pelvis, and gently lift up. Okay, and I invite you to do something which most people don't find very comfortable, but hey ho. I'm going to try doing the fire log pose. The general idea of this is you're flexing your foot and your knees at like a 90-degree angle, and then see if you can put top foot and the top knee, kind of generally speaking, it's meant to go like stacked like this, but as you can see, my hips don't agree either, which is why we have the block. So you can jam your block in there to kind of make it a little bit more palatable. If this feels like a horror show, then please just come out and do something else for a moment. It's fine. We're going to take a nice in-breath, reaching up, and on an exhale, we're going to go into a gentle twist. And an inhale, coming back up to center, and exhale, we're going to twist the other side. And back up, and release. Okay, and then we'll release that side. Maybe give yourself a little jiggle. I think some people find this pose to be all right, but I'm not one of those people. But anyway, trying to mix it up. So now we're going to do the other side. So whatever leg was on top, we're now putting it at the bottom, and then see again if you can stack the foot and the knee over the top, and then wedge something in. It's like okay-ish. And again, we're going to inhale, raising the arms, and exhale, turning to a gentle twist. Inhale, coming back up to center, arms up. And exhale, twisting to the other side. And inhale, back up. And release. And release your leg. Okay, that's enough of that. Feel free to windscreen wipe your legs or do a little massage or whatever feels good. Okay, and then we're going to come into a staff pose. So sitting on your sit bones, feet pointed up, nice straight spine. I am showing you this direction for a reason. You can rest your hands on the sides to help support you. Core is engaged. Lovely jubbly. Okay, and then we're going to bring a bit of bend in the knees, and we're going to again lift up, inhale and exhale. Now pivot at the hips and reaching for those big toes, and see if you can hook your index finger and middle finger around the big toes this time. See how that is. If it feels impossible, bend your knees more. Okay, it's fine to have a completely very bent knee, whatever works. Okay, if you do have a very bent knee and you feel like you can do a bit more, you can just gently push the heels away a little. Okay, and we'll just try and relax here for a moment. Then we're going to hold on tight with your left foot, left hand on left foot, and see if you can pull the foot up towards your armpit in shooting bow pose. So this might feel really hard, and we're just going to come out of it right now. Okay, and then come back up and release back. We're going to take a stretch over to the side body. And back up. All right. Round two, guys. You can do it. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, pivoting at the hips and grabbing a hold of your feet again. Right, and just see if you can relax into it. You might find on the second round that it feels slightly easier, or you're going a little bit deeper into the stretch. No forcing, just noticing. It's amazing how muscles can give just a little bit between rounds like this. All right, so I actually showed you my better leg first. So here's the less good leg. So we're going to hold on tight to your right foot and see if you can lift it off the ground, pulling it back, bending the knee. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back down. Great stuff. And release. Yay! Now we're going to have a sweep onto the side stretch and stuff pose while we're here. All right, it's a little bonus, little arm muscle building while we're at it. Okay, so actually, yeah, just come onto your side like this, bent knee, And again, we're going to sweep up this side too. A little bonus mermaid side stretch. Why not? All right, and then we're going to come rock over onto all fours. Okay, while on all fours, let's have a couple of cat-cows for our spinal health. So inhale, looking upwards, tailbone up, belly draws down. So I am. And on exhale, belly draws in, tailbone breaks down, chin to chest. All that is. Do a few rounds like that. Okay, going back onto tabletop position. We're once again going to point our right foot behind straight leg and then sweep the right foot between hands. And once again, we're going to rock forward into a little crescent low lunge. And again, feel free to kind of bob up and down a little bit for working out where that sweet spot is for you. Don't worry, I'm not going to force you to balance with this again. We're just feeling it into this stretch before we go on to the next thing. Okay, and coming back up a little bit, and we're going to move the hands around and we're going to straighten. So actually that left leg points back, and we're going to straighten the right leg coming upwards. Get your block. So I should have told you that before. So we're going to do a little kneeling triangle Trikonasana pose, which I basically just invented. So we're going to place the block behind your knee, basically pointing upwards. And we're going to open the arms out to the sides and just see if you can just tip a little bit towards the block and then tilt your left arm up. See if you can reach the block to see how that feels. So the right foot should be pointing in a straight line, so the leg and the foot is pointing straight up that way. All right. So see how that is. Nice triangle. Okay. And release, and you might want to just give that a little wiggle. Okay, and then this is a decision time, because you could either go into a child's pose and take a rest, or if you wanted to try a standing Trikonasana with me, I gently stand and you're not going to be able to see my head anymore. So if you're standing, we're just going to open. Don't need to lunge super far, okay? We're not trying to do anything too crazy. But the back foot is pointing that way, and this foot is pointing that way. Okay. You can put your hands on hips in a straight line. And again, we're going to open out arms to the side and tilt that way, and then see if you can reach for your block. Feel free to make adjustments for the block. So obviously this is only if you feel up to it. If you don't do it today, maybe you can do it when you watch this class on a replay another time. Okay, gently release. All right, and we're going to come into a child's pose for a moment. Just take a rest there.
Just noticing if your breath has increased or your heartbeat's increased. If you can give that a little ease and slow it down. Slow exhale. Just really surrender your body to the ground. There's always the option to stay like this and rest if that feels what's right for you today. If you'd like to be even Stevens and do the other side, I'm going to gently and slowly come back up to all fours, taking a drink of water like I need. Meet me back on all fours. Nice straight tabletop position. I'm going to lift the left leg behind, straighten the left leg, have a little stretch like someone's tugging on the foot. And then see if you can bring it through and plant the left foot between the hands. Once again, see if we can play around with the hip a little, feeling into the movement, back and forth. Do you find the low lunge that feels good for you? Stay here for a moment. And then we'll ease off a little bit and wander your hands over again and straighten the left leg, making sure your trusty block is nearby, coming upwards. Honestly, if this position feels like enough, then that's fine too. You can stay here, hands on the hips. Still having a really good stretch through the leg. Okay. If you'd like to come into my bent knee Trikonasana, open the arms out to the sides, making sure the foot, my foot is not showing the demonstration, in a straight line. And I'm going to tip over and see if you can reach for the block. And again, I know it doesn't look quite right, Neelik, but it feels the same, I must admit. It feels basically the same. Lovely stretch of the body. It feels good. Okay, and gently release. Give that a wiggle. And again, it's your choice. If you feel up for doing it again standing, you can join me standing. Just about see my head. All right. And again, we don't need to do any huge heroics in terms of how stretched out our legs are for one another. The main thing is just the back foot is pointed towards the camera, and the straight leg, the foot is pointed out to the top of the mat. All right, I'm going to open the arms out to the side. And again, see if you can pivot. We're pivoting here. Pivot over and see if you can put your hand on the block and reach up high. If you can't reach the block, that's fine too. I mean, I don't recommend putting hands on knee, but you can also put your elbow down on your thigh if you can't reach the block. I know this pose is probably not something you've done much of in quite some time, I'm guessing. Okay, lovely. And scooting back down. I'll come back onto all fours. Feel free to kind of give yourself a little massage. In fact, let's just roll over onto your back.
and do a little massage. Bring knees inwards and just feeling into your inner thighs there. I'm sure, like me, they're a little tight. Give them a little love. And squeeze knees in. Lovely. You can also put your feet down the ground and do another round of windscreen wiper. Knees, ease that off. Okay. So I was planning one more hip opening pose. I don't know if it might cause a riot or not. um, basically, feel free to just have a nice hugging stretch. But if you would like one last pose, we're going to do thread the needle. So we're going to knees bent, place the right foot on the left thigh and open your heel out. So that might be enough. There's also the option to put your left foot actually on your block. That's quite a nice passive way of doing it too. So you could do that to stretch it a little more. Or if you really want to go for it, you can wrap your hands around your left leg and really squeeze it in. Oof. Just go with whatever feels good right now. This is a nice passive, relaxed position, one hopes. And gently changing sides. Bring your left foot onto your right thigh. Dig out, hip out to the side, knee out to the side. If having your foot on the floor like this feels like plenty, then just stay there. That's totally fine. But if you want to do a bit more, you can put your right foot onto the block or book. See how that is. Or if you really want to go for it, hug the whole right leg in. Whew. Okay. And gently release. Move your block out of the way. Just do one final twist. So bring the right knee in towards the chest and straighten the left leg away. Gently guide the knee over towards the left. Do a gentle twist. I'm not going to stay here very long. Okay, back to center, straightening the right leg, bending the left leg in towards the chest, and then gently guiding it over to the side. And gently release. All right. And feel free to get into any rest pose that feels good for you. Getting your socks or sweater or anything else you need to be most comfortable. And then we'll just relax. Time to rest and relax.
Feel free to use your trusty eye pillow if you have one. I love me an eye pillow. An option, if you want to go back to the initial mudra of having your tip of your thumb and tip of your second finger touching gently. We'll just try it out for size. You can just go to whatever feels most comfy. Just letting yourself relax, letting the body melt down into the ground, heavier and more deeply relaxed with every exhale. Settling in. The topic of the class today is the Atman, the soul or higher self. I'm going to finish with playing a song which explains this concept better than I can. Settle in, enjoy the lyrics.
I talk to a spirit, she comes in my dreams. She teaches me lessons, and boy does she sing. Her voice sways like a hummingbird, flies like a shooting star. She whispers, you were never born, so you will never die. Every step of the way, remember that you are an infinite soul. Atman. Ah, 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 I talk to a spirit, she comes in my dreams. She sheds a light on my darkest corners, merges shadows with pure bliss, and I sway like a hummingbird, fly like a shooting star. Knowing I was never born, so I will never die. The future and the past are two sides of one river, and I am in the middle. I am a woman on a journey, a human, changing and transforming a mirror, and a reflection enchanted by the divine perfection. Chaos, I'm not sure it exists at your feet to discuss me harmonies. I move freely on earth that's kissed by the sun as I'm walking the path of the soul. Atman, ah, ah, Atman, ah, face like a hummingbird flies like a shooting star. She whispers you were never born, so you will never die. Every step of the way, remember that you are an infinite soul. Atman.
Just take a moment to see whether this infinite soul that attaches to you would like to say a quick hello. I want you to come in your mind's eye to sitting in a boat on a river. Visualize sitting on a boat on a river. Have a look at the boat. Whatever comes through is perfect just as it is. Just notice if your boat is big or small, what's it made out of. And having a look around at the river. Is it a vast river? Can you see the sides? Can you see the sides of the river? What's growing on the sides? Just noticing your surroundings. We're going to invite your higher self, your Atman, to join you in the boat now. To see if anyone joins you in the boat. Just notice how this person, this entity appears. You might experience a light. Or you might see a person that looks just like you. If you see someone in front of you sitting in the boat, and smile and wave. See if they wave back. And ask them if we can ask a couple of questions. And they can respond by nodding their head or shaking their head or shrugging. And can we ask you about who you are? See what the response is. And we'll just ask an open question for her or they to tell you anything that you need to know at this time. Be open and receptive to whatever might come back. You can ask them if they have a name they like to be referred by. You might just shrug. I'll say thank you for making a connection today. And ask them if we can connect again, a meeting on this boat on the river. Before saying goodbye for now, let's see if she has anything that she wants to offer you. If she brought anything to give to you. It's okay if not, but she might hand you something. You can say thanks for coming through. Maybe you want to take her hand or even give her a hug if that resonates. might experience tingles, chills. Okay, and then just wave goodbye for now and let that image of the boat on the river gently fade away. As we come back to the present, to your physical body. Taking a couple of deep breaths. So, gently bring a little movement into the body, wiggling your fingers and toes. You're taking a nice stretch. That feels good. When you're ready, you can roll over onto your side. Take a moment there. When you're ready, you can push gently back up to a sitting position. And bring your hands together in front of your heart center. And offer you my gratitude for being here, for your presence, being receptive to this series, which has gone on for many months in total. Just thank you so much. So appreciative of every one of you. And tipping your head towards your hands. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. So the next class is going to be on the 1st of August, so there's a bit of a pause. But like I said, we've just done the physical body, emotional body, mental body, energetic body, and our spiritual body. So there's like, I want to say like 25 class recordings. And by the way, if you haven't been to all of the classes, I know some of you have, but if you haven't, I'm going to do a bundle of that whole like massive great series on Learn It Live, and I'll give you a deep class discount. I'll send the details around once I do the bundle. And it's also going to go onto the SubKit subscription membership as well at some point very soon. So there's two ways of accessing all of the materials. If you